Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my homeschool supply haul. It is almost time to start thinking about the next school year. I know it's only July, but it's always a good idea to keep in mind some of the things that we need to get so that if we see them on sale somewhere, we can snatch them up now and just kind of stash them away and keep them on lock and key until it's time to break them out for school. So I wanted to show you today the things that I found to restock our homeschool supply closet and get ready for the upcoming school year. Rather than listing a ton of individual links for all of these things, you can find all of them in one place on my Amazon storefront. I'll have a link to that below. And so all of these are sorted onto two different tabs on my storefront. There's a tab for homeschool supplies and then one for arts and crafts supplies. So you can find every single item that I purchased here on Amazon, except for there are like one or two things that I purchased locally that Amazon didn't have the particular brand for, but I did put a comparable item for you on that page. But before we jump in, let me introduce myself. My name's Erin. I'm a homeschooling mom to 4 kids, and we're gonna be starting our 8th year of homeschooling in the fall. I love to share things on this homeschooling channel that I have learned that have helped me out in my journey of homeschooling, in hopes that it will help you to create the peace-filled, joy-filled lifestyle of home education for your family as well. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and stick around for more videos all about homeschooling. Of course, as I'm getting ready to shoot, the wind just picked up and it's kind of loud because of all these trees here. So I apologize for that rustling noise, but it is what it is. So let's jump into the things that I found as far as office type homeschool supplies. And the first thing is something that I was excited to find because I have always loved Ticonderoga Pencils. If you've homeschooled before, you know that they are the best types of pencils, but I always kind of lamented the fact that they were just like boring yellow. And so as I was walking down the aisle to our store this time, I found these ones. They came out with some colored ones. So I had to pick these up, even though we didn't super need like a ton of new pencils. You know, you can always use more, right? And now they're cute ones. So my daughter was excited that there are some kind of pinkish purplish ones, and then the boys can use the other ones. So that was our first item. And then next up, along the same lines, I found these friction erasable pens. We have used the friction erasable pens before, but these ones are different colors. It's a multi-pack of 10 different colors. They are erasable. So the friction from the pressure when you rub the eraser on it creates heat, which erases the pen. So be forewarned that these do erase in extreme heat, which is what the friction is for, to create that heat. So if you're doing something where you absolutely need to have things kept for records or whatever, maybe not use these. These are a great option if your kids don't like using pencils so much. Or I've talked about these before too. They're great for planners for you if you like to plan out your lessons, but then things tend to change. You can go back and erase them and transfer them over with the use of a pen versus a pencil. So these are really fun. Another thing that I got was just a set of pens for me. This is black, red, and blue. These are Pilot G2 pens, and I like these because they write really smooth and they last a long time. So these are just restocking our pen drawer. I found these click erasers by Pentel. You click it forward and it exposes a little bit of eraser. So we are always running out of the erasers on our pencils. So I thought these would be handy to have just as extra erasers that are a little bit easier to use versus those just big block erasers. So we'll give these a try and see how they work this year. Another supply that I had to restock up on is our tape. I really like this Scotch Magic Greener tape because it's made from 65% recycled or plant-based materials, and I am all about trying to help out our environment in using less and recycling more. So when I saw these, I love the idea, and so this is something that I stocked up on because one of my kids loves crafting and loves putting things together with tape. We go through a lot of tape in our house, so I buy these in a larger pack so we have a bunch of them, and then I have just a dispenser that I refill them into so that it's easier to use versus those little one-time use little dispensers. So I like these a whole lot. And along the same lines, we had to restock our printer paper, and I found this recycled paper at the grocery store. This is made from sawmill waste chips using wind energy and hydropower. So again, environmentally friendly. I love that option versus just traditional paper. This particular brand I couldn't find on Amazon unless you want like a whole ream of it, but there is another brand that I did link in my storefront that we have used before and works really great as well. But recycled paper, yay. Next item, we had to get a couple of rulers. We had purchased plastic rulers in the past and they break easily. So when I saw the metal ones at the store, I knew that these would be a great replacement for us that will last a whole lot longer. So rulers, not too exciting, but a necessity, along with a protractor. This one is a Fisker's one, and I thought it was really cool because it has this swing arm for you, so you can line it up with the degree that you need when you're making angles. So I thought this would come in handy for our older kids' math lessons when they're having to draw angles and learn how to measure angles and all of that kind of stuff. Another thing that we got is some graph paper for making graphs or drawing. I know in a lot of countries around the world they use these instead of lined paper because they do like one letter per box when you're learning how to write neatly, and so that is an option to use for these as well. But my kids also just love like Minecraft stuff, so I thought this would be fun for them, just drawing some Minecraft type designs or plotting out maps or different things like that. So this is a good thing to have on hand just for a variety of projects. And then some more paper. We had to stock up on just our normal pads of paper. I have one that is the neat bound kind that's college ruled for my kid that's going into 7th grade. And then I got two spiral bound, the wide ruled ones for my younger boys who are in elementary school. And what we use these for is for our history notebooking. When we do our history lessons, we do things very Charlotte Mason style for history. But one of the things I like to do is some written narration where they, when we're done with the lesson for the day, write a couple of sentences or a paragraph kind of summarizing what we learned that day. So this will be kind of their running notebook for keeping track of our history lessons. And I got to go along with that these tabs. So these are Post-it tabs that you can stick on the edges of the paper in case we want to do a couple different categories in here. Like if we want to have a section for history and a section for science, we can put some tabs on there and write on the tab what the name of the section is. So it's easier to flip back and forth to them. This is a much cheaper option, buying these just standard super cheap notebooks and then adding your own tabs versus the more expensive notebooks and binders and that kind of stuff out there. I like using this. Plus these double as really great bookmarks for your kids because they're removable, but they're just nice and small, good size for using for bookmarks. Okay, so last thing that's kind of a bridge between office supply and art and craft supply is glue sticks. So these, I found this 4-pack. I think I have linked on my storefront a larger pack of these, but we just needed a few, so I got the smaller pack this time. But always great to have glue sticks on hand. Moving on to our arts and crafts surprise. Let me grab them real quick. The first thing I got was some Crayola Washable Project Paint. And these are the classic colors. They do have neon colors and pastel colors and different things. We already had some of those still on hand but we did need to refill on just these basic colors this year. So I love the washable paints for obvious reasons, especially with little kids. So these are the ones that we use through elementary school while the kids are still small and making a mess of everything. And I do want to show you something that goes along with this that we already had, that you only got to purchase once and then you have it. But this is how we use these paints. I have these paint cups that are a Melissa and Doug set that comes in a set of 4 of these. And rather than using these for paint, what we use these for is water. And I fill it up to about this paint line, and then when you screw the lid on, see how it has like the dome in there? If it tips, if they knock it over, it doesn't spill nearly as much as if you're just doing like an open cup of water. And then we use these just plastic paint palettes to put our paint colors in, and you can mix colors in the center and then just wipe them out and rinse them off when you're done. So I highly suggest having something like this on hand for your homeschool. I found these Crayola Colors of the World crayons and colored pencils. We already have a ton of colored pencils and crayons, so I didn't need the standard colors, but I thought it would be really fun to add these for when we're doing pictures of people. My boys really enjoy coloring historical coloring books from Dover. I've talked about those on several videos before, but these would be great for coloring those because you're coloring all kinds of people throughout history as you do that kind of stuff. So these were a great find. And then some more just washable markers. Again, washable, key. These ones were colors that we didn't have. We already had the standard colors, but these ones are the bright colors. So I thought it'd be fun. Whoop. So I thought it'd be fun just to add in these colors to our supply, because markers are one things that the lids get left off, and we're kind of like always needing more markers. And then going along the lines of markers and crayons and pencils, I found this drawing pad for my daughter who's going into kindergarten, that these just rip off cleanly, and she can use these for drawing and coloring while we're doing lessons or just for fun or whatever. And then I also got these sketchbooks for the boys. These are spiral bound, and it's a little bit thicker paper than the younger child drawing pad, so these will go along well with when we do our art projects together. I'm trying to be better about being more regular. We're doing art this coming year and trying to schedule that into our week at least twice a month. So these will be things that we will hopefully be utilizing a whole lot more. Plus the kids just draw a lot anyway, and I thought these would be handy to have in a notebook form rather than them just grabbing printer paper and drawing and then leaving their sketches everywhere, which is what normally happens. So hopefully this will encourage them to keep all their drawings in one place, and my house will stay cleaner. Okay, and the next thing is tracing paper. And this is fantastic for younger kids for learning how to write letters or trace pictures and that kind of thing. I do also use this for when we're doing geography. If you put it over a map, this is great for learning how to draw different states or countries or bodies of water or whatever we want to do with geography. So this is nice to have on hand as well. Okay, let's see. I think my last item here is this one. This is Astro Bright's colored cardstock. These are the bright, just traditional colors. These are great to have on hand because my kids love making cards for people for birthdays and different events and get well cards and different things like that. And it's fun for them to have colored cardstock to do that on. So they can make nice fancy cards. And then we also just have, you know, a lot of those like scrapbooking scissors with the different edges, and we have stamps and different kinds of things that they use to go along with this kind of stuff for making cards and things. So we needed to restock on our cardstock, and these were the colors that my son chose that he wanted this time around. So there you go. Those are our homeschool supplies that we are ready to use for this coming school year. Some of these they're probably going to be busting into soon. They have been anxiously awaiting for me to finish this video so that they can get into their sketch pads and these crayons and markers and that kind of stuff. I'd love to know if it was anything in here that you hadn't seen before that you are excited to give a try, or just what are some of your go-to homeschool supplies that maybe I didn't mention here. Maybe there's something that I don't know about that would be a great addition to our homeschool. Please drop me a comment below and let me know if there's something like that for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up below and make sure you subscribe so you get more content all about homeschooling. I hope that you are very blessed today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.